apparently the Bengals play better in the snow. The Bills can't play a weather game. Let's think about some big weather games. This one, loss. That game in Miami, that heat killed them. So they can't play in the cold. They can't play in the heat. Can they play in the wind, perhaps? No. The Patriots beat them with Mac Jones throwing 3 times. I'd have to check the record books again. That may have been that was probably the least completed passes by a quarterback in a victory in 50 years. I'd have to check that. But they lost that. They couldn't beat a team without a quarterback. They ran the ball every time except 3, and the Patriots won. They can't play in weather. I don't know what that is. Any type of weather. It's like they need a dome there in Buffalo or something, because I don't know. That's one thing. Other thing for the Bengals grit side, there's been a lot by Bengals players, by Zach Taylor, the coach. There's a lot of angst. There's a lot of kind of frustration at the NFL, I think. The fact that this game wasn't at a neutral site, perhaps. The fact that they were selling tickets for a neutral site AFC Championship, which means Bills, Chiefs. I think there's a lot of angst. So I wrote the joke that Chase said that he saw Roger Goodell on the grassy knoll before this game started. And he believes that he was going to try to take the shot and kill Joe Burrow, I believe.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, there's a lot of but that was the thing. All the players were all saying that. They were all, better refund those seats or something Joe Burrow said. Chase was saying stuff. Zach Taylor was saying stuff. All that stuff. That's one thing. So I think that's the kind of intangibles for those two teams. But also looking at this, it's a difference of the Bengals. The Bengals defense just played great, and I think it's like they also played clean. That's the other thing with this whole game. The Bengals played cleaner. They only had 2 penalties to the Buffalo's 8, 2 to 8 penalty wise. And the Bengals. I like the Bengals D because it's like they don't have a lot of players who you think, okay, that's a superstar, right? You don't look at the Bengals D and say, okay, there's their Jalen Ramsey, their Aaron Donald, their Von Miller, right? You like that sort of level. But they just got a lot of great defensive players. Eli Apple, right? Whoever everyone was joking about after the Super Bowl, played great.
Yeah.
The defensive Sam Hubbard, the guy who returned the 98-yard touchdown. They just have good players on the defense. It's not like not like a crazy, like everyone in America's heard of him, but they got just good players there. They played great. Also, biggest underperformance of the Bengals over the past Joe Burrow's entire career, actually, his whole time with the Bengals, 3 years. Their O-line played great. The Bills only got 1 sack this game. I didn't check pressure rate or advanced statistics, but they got 1 sack. Their run game, which so often I'll check games and okay. Joe Mixon, he's coming in with a hot 2.9 a carry, 3.5 a carry. His seasonal average isn't terrible. It's like a 3.9 or something. Like a lot of these, it's not like I think he's a good back. This is not on him, or not fully anyway. But it's just like this game, he averaged 5.5 or something against the Buffalo defense. I know the Buffalo defense was banged up, but that performance by the Bengals O-line is big for this game. It's big for future games this season, because they were able to protect Joe Burrow. That's the thing people have been saying for so long. That's what happened in the Super Bowl last year. They were able to protect Joe Burrow. I think that's my last point. Yeah, I just think. Yeah, the Bengals just played better both sides of the ball.
Excellent analysis. I will point to the fact that Josh Allen grew up in California. Okay, went to high school in California, I believe in Fresno or something. And everyone knows Joe Burrow is a born and raised Ohio boy. So obviously, yes, I think that Josh went to Iowa or North Dakota. Josh went somewhere cold, and Joe Burrow went to LSU, sure, but. I'm just saying, maybe some of this weather stuff, Josh Allen, he doesn't know anything about except sunny 85-degree weather. Maybe he doesn't know. 90, too hot, but 80, 75,
Exactly. Perfect. That LA weather, that LA weather.
Yeah.
He's got to be playing in that.
And then
I don't know.
At some point,
Stephon
I think
Diggs.
in the second drive or in the second half, there was a play where Joe Burrow went over the top to Jamar Chase, and he got pass interfered with by the corner, and the safety was coming over and collided and basically Chase like fell down, and the safety basically headbutted the corner, and they both got injured at the same time.
No,
Gnarly hit. And I was like, oh, man,
I mean,
they just lit up Jamar Chase. No, on the replay, Jamar Chase gets held. He falls down, and then the Bills literally knock each other out. And I was like, wow, that's what this entire game is right now.
And that's the one thing I'll say for the Bills. Their secondary had been banged up all season. I'm not sure. I wonder what their start what their how many DBs they had out, how many starting DBs they had out at the start of this game, and then by that point, either way, I mean, it's a 27-10 victory, right? Right. This was a decisive, controlled victory. It wasn't like I think, oh well, if those guys hadn't ran into each other, then the Bills. Not at all what I'm saying, but
they don't play offense, right? I mean, that's right. That's
they scored 10 points. The offense scored 10 points. Yeah.
So many people are like, oh yeah, the Bills, right? But I don't know. They just never had the same, like, the Bengals have so much more grit. Yeah. Like they play with a little bit, like a little bit more intensity, a little bit something. There's just something else about the Bengals defensively. They just really stick it to you at the Bengals. And Josh Allen, like I've said it before, like sometimes he's just so intolerable. Like the game against Miami, like in week 3, like that, like the Bills.
I'll be mentioning that game in a second.
Like that. And then this game, they're down 14-0, and he like QB sneaks in from the 1 yard line to make it 14-7. And he's like getting in the face of Bengals defenders, like, yo, what are like hyping it, like, dude, you're down 7 points and you just scored a TD. You're down 14-0. Like, come on, like, check out the scoreboard for a second. You're losing this game. All right. Now you're starting shit, and your offensive linemen have to come and protect you. Like, now some people say, oh, he's just a dog. You can't help, but he's just going to fight. Right. No, but sometimes it's like, come on, have some awareness. Right. I don't know.